Hi everyone, Justine Froelker here, and it's Faith Wrestle Friday. And today we're going to be in Mark 5 and talking about certainty, black and white, simple Christianity. Is there such a thing? Let's talk about it. Hi everyone, Justine Froelker here, and it's my third Faith Wrestle Friday. I'm not going to keep track. I'm assuming that I will ease into this and it will get more comfortable eventually. Maybe not, which is probably the whole point. But welcome to my YouTube channel. Make sure you subscribe. I post on Tuesdays for Take Care Tuesday, Therapy Thursday, and now Faith Wrestle Friday. So last week we talked about my concept called the permission of the and, or the complicated gray. And it brought up something for me this morning when I was talking to one of my friends who happens to be an ordained minister, but is not in a denomination that will let women preach. She's a marriage and family counselor, but she's not licensed. So she's kind of a consultant, and I met her through the Rising Strong work with Brené. It's kind of weird that I just put this shirt on. But anyways, so she was talking about how, so many people are wounded in faith. And the word of faith in churches and things like that. And it made me think about this certainty that many Christians seem to have. And I think we have to be careful with it, because it was that certainty that, because I wasn't ready and I wasn't doing my work yet probably, that kept me away from the grace of God and accepting Jesus as my Lord and Savior. Because it was this certainty of no, this is how it is. There's no discussion. This black and white thinking. Judgment. Not Christ-like living. I struggle with that a lot. But then it got me thinking too, I don't know what made me look it up, but I Googled scriptures for certainty. And obviously, the woman, I believe she's the woman who had been bleeding for 12 years, popped up. Because there's also this certainty in the faith component. So, not just certainty in how things should be in the black and whiteness of some Christians. But then there's this other side that I'm jealous of, that I want more of. This certainty that people have in faith. Everything will be okay no matter what. There is they present, at least, as they have no doubt at all. And of course, then God brought me Mark 5. Mark 5 28. Mark 5:28. Again, I use the voice. The woman says to herself, after she's been bleeding for 12 years, sick, she's basically an outcast. Even if all I touch are his clothes, I know I will be healed. I know. What a strong translation. I know. I posted a while back on social media that when you have one of those days where you just you want to scream and cry, and it's just one of those days, and it will be okay, and that only makes you want to scream and cry even more. I mean, that's faith. That's living in this Christian life, right? But even if all I touch are his clothes, I know I will be healed. That is a certainty in faith that I want, and most days just does not seem possible. And then if you jump down to, 33, towards the bottom of 33, and Jesus says, "Daughter, you are well because you dared to believe. Go in peace and stay well." So above in 28, it says the word "I know." It presents that she has this certainty. But then when Jesus answers her back, "You dared to believe." Dared implies a risk. In the Voice translation yesterday, I was reading, And it talked about how your faith is what produces miracles, not the miracles that produce faith, and that we were in Mark 4, which is my favorite chapter, which we will talk about. But daughter, you are well because you dared to believe. So he knows that this takes risk. And God made us superhuman. I mean, there are days that I look up and be like, you made me so human. So human. Thank God I have this example in Jesus, because I think I would be so screwed. So screwed. So what if, as Christians, our certainty wasn't so much in this is the way it's supposed to be, and this black and white closed offness to things that scare us. Certainty. And rather this certainty of, I know if I just touch his clothes, I will be healed. I know. And in that knowing, we know that takes risk, because it's the permission of the and. It's both. I know if I turn it over to him and lay it at his feet, it will be okay. And yet, because of who I am and how God made me, it does take a dare to believe. It does take courage to live this walk of faith, because it seems pretty crazy. Daughter, you are well because you dared to believe. Go in peace and stay well. We have faith, in which case there's inherent risk in that. And within that, we will have peace. I have a super complicated relationship with peace. So also I'm finding that maybe Faith Wrestle Friday will always end with new ideas, even though I have a whole list of things that I want to share about. Because we'll definitely talk about the word peace. What are you certain about in your faith? Perhaps maybe the only thing we're certain about in our faith is that he loves us. That God is whole and complete and a loving Father. And that in Jesus, we have the perfect love, which does cast out all fear. And because we're human, we must dare to believe. Thanks for being here and wrestling with me. Please like this video if you found it helpful. Share it with someone you love. Share it on your social media. Make sure that you subscribe to my channel and click notifications if you never want to miss a Take Care Tuesday, Therapy Thursday, or Faith Wrestle Friday. Thank you. Peace be with you, and also with you. I'll see you next week.